Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wish you all a good week. Uh, it's our first time here in Amazon Live. And to start my journey here on Amazon, I needed to ask my good friend Stephen Healy to join me because I think it's good to have good friends when you start something. And Stephen Healy, it's a special good friend. Welcome, Stephen. How are you?
Good morning, Marco, and thank you and congratulations on your first Amazon show and for inviting me to actually join you. I'm delighted to be here on a totally new platform. I never thought that I would be live on Amazon, so that's a dream come true. Yeah, I mean, I did yesterday after actually watch 3 or 4 broadcasts on Amazon just to get a feel for what actually happens, and it's very interesting the different styles there are, from people who are confident on camera through to people who are confident with the goods that they're selling. Yeah,
Absolutely. I think one of the most well, I think there are 3 things you should be working good on Amazon Live to things to go okay, which are you should be confident on camera. I think it's very important because I for the shows I've seen, entertaining thing, it's a thing on Amazon Live. It's very important. Another thing is to be people who are recognized as the thing about the thing you are selling. For instance, if I start talking about makeup, I think nobody will believe me.
no, you've got to have a niche, haven't you? You've got to have products that you know about.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the main things here. And also it's to know about what you're talking about. It's very important. And I've been looking for information about how to make things. And uh, the most common thing I saw was things you use. Okay, so you know about them. You people will trust because, for instance, I have their snowball eyes, and there, look. And that's the thing. And the other is, at least because I can't have all the microphones, I can't have all the cameras, I can't have all the lights, but I see people talking good about them, so I think I can also recommend this to my audience. So I think it's the good thing. And let's see how does it sound. By the way, for those of you who are hopefully watching me on Amazon, welcome. It's my first time here. I'm from Portugal. I think one day, if Amazon releases the possibility for me to make videos in Portuguese, I will make them. So stay tuned. Don't forget, I think it's here on top to follow me on desktop, and then on cell phone, it's back down to follow me so you get notified next time I go live, please. So, Stephen, I think it will be good for us to talk a little bit about our live stream journey. It's the first time we are here. Nobody knows about it, so we can tell the same story again. And I think it's important by these days because we saw in this last year how many people went to live stream, how many people had the need to go live. And maybe we can talk about our journey when nobody was was doing live streaming, and we felt in love with this. And people, I don't know about you, but the first times I spoke about live streaming, people was looking at me, what the hell, what are you talking about, are you crazy, go to sleep.
The thing is that until you've actually tried live video, you don't know how powerful it's going to be. I mean, you and I have been broadcasting ever since live broadcasting became a thing, which is 4 or 5 years ago. And we're thankful to a system called Blab, which brought us all together. And then for Facebook Live changed everything. It meant that we could go live on Facebook. And we've both built networks of hundreds of people, and we spend our time, both Marco and I, separately and together, teaching people how to go live on video, because this is the best way to actually market your cause or your business, or to actually sell. And there are techniques that you can use in your live broadcast, and the first of which is that before you go live is to plan, isn't it? Is to plan what you're going to do.
Absolutely, very important. Well, we have on the chat here on Amazon, we have Lillian, we have Pedro Caramies. Hello, how are you? I think it's very important to plan. And as our good friend Jim Ziegler used to say, don't prepare too much to be prepared. I think it's one thing he mentioned. Yes?
Yeah, Jim's wise advice, because I mean, basically that's one of the things that we've done in the last 3 months is, as you say, it used to be you and I, then you and I and Harper, and we're broadcasting to a few people. Now every Wednesday we get together at 12 p.m. Eastern, and there are up to 10 of us on screen exchanging stories, and something sort of magical happens, because the friendship between, well, Jim put it, we'll quote Jim because Jim's always a good guy to quote, everybody on the broadcast has become friends, and the broadcast is the central part of it, and going live and reaching out to people, but we all talk to each other before and after the broadcast, so there's a network being built, and that's where the magic comes. Because if asked to recommend somebody, we would recommend anybody who's on that show for their speciality. And that's what networking is all about, getting to know people. So when somebody asks, who do you want to do your graphics, you can go and say, Brigetti.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, it's getting to know each other. And we've come such a long way. I mean, we're fortunate now to be able to broadcast, as you are today, to Amazon. But we can broadcast anywhere we want at any time. And you and I last week were on live video production, and we spent 5 days looking at 5 different systems. And we looked at BeLive, we looked at StreamYard, we looked at Restream.io. StreamYard we're actually on today, aren't we?
Yes.
Restream.io, Melon by those people who wrote Melon. Mine's Thank you. And on Friday, we looked at OBS Ninja. So we've looked at 5 of the major systems that there are, and we do regular shows. And you spent quite some time getting to know hundreds of people in interviews.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but one day I was talking precisely with Pedro Caramies, which is the main responsible why I went live stream, because I was looking to my feed in September 2015. I was looking to my Facebook feed, and then it popped this post. Look, I'm here in Blab. Join me and join the conversation or something. And I say, oh my God, let me see what is this, because I think by that time I had nothing to do. So I hit the button, go live, check. And I came to this platform, Blab, and I say, oh my God, what is this? I think there were 2 on the screen. And Pedro asked me, do you want to join? And I said, of course. I didn't thought too much about the thing. Just let me join. That's the thing. And it was amazing, Stephen. Hello, Tony, how are you? By the way, for those of you who are watching this show on other platforms, you can join us on Amazon, please. I think I had the link for you to join directly to Amazon. Come to Amazon, and don't forget to follow. There's the button here on the desktop, and there's down there in the phone. Please hit the button follow so you can know when I go live. By the way, it will be next Thursday. I will be here with Christoph Trapp to talk about his new book, podcasting and live streaming to reach a broader audience. It will be a very interesting conversation as this one. And the thing is, I went there when coming back to Blab, and I saw, well, 40% of the potential of live streaming and doing shows with interviews, which was the fun you had. And
Yes.
okay, it's also about the fun. We are here to have fun. That's and the possibility to see new perspectives, to see new points of views, and I think it's also very important. But by that time, I had no idea about. For instance, one day I could be a live stream specialist. I could be working with brands about live streaming. I get known in so many different countries, and I could have people which 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I was reading their books, and I say, oh my God, this lady, this guy knows so much about this. I had no idea that one day I could have them as a guest. So I think it's amazing. Can you share with us, Stephen, your achievements which you didn't expect when you started this live stream journey?
The biggest dream come true, really, is that I now work for BeLive as a content creator. So I blog for BeLive, I go live in the BeLivers group, I admin the BeLivers group. I never dreamed that I would actually have a job in live broadcasting, and that's come about as a result of going live. And if you go live and you are seen, and this is the thing going back to Owen Misner, Mr. Misner, who said, give us again. And if you go live and you share your knowledge freely and you help people, then down the road, you'll get helped yourself. And that's what's happened, is you've gone out live, you've actually broadcast on all the different platforms over the years, and that's come together. And as I say, I'm now happy to be working with BeLive. I'm also happy, this is all about, it's not about me, it's about us. And I've been fortunate to actually build the BeLive in 5 team, or 5 days live. We've broadcast together now 10 times. Last week was the 10th time. There were 10 of us, and we broadcast for 5 hours on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope, and wherever you can broadcast, we broadcast. And that team has become a team of good friends, and we can call on each other, we can help each other. So I suppose the most surprising thing that's happened is the friendships. I mean, live video is a very positive arena. We're here to help each other, and we help each other without fear or favor. We will give support to anybody who needs it. And it's strange amongst the professions, because we have become a profession now, and I'll come back to that later if I may. It's strange among professions that people don't see each other as competitors. We know that the broadcasting pie is big enough for everybody, and we help each other and support each other. So the biggest takeaway I have is the friendships that I've managed to make over the years.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes, and you're the proof of that. You're being here with me. I think it's the one of the and everything we built together. This I think around 2 years. I published it the other day. The first the photo someone made about our first live show we made together. And yes, I think the first thing is the friendships we can build, because as I like to say, on digital world, live streaming is the closest thing you find to human connection, because it's you in real time, people, the person on the other side of the screen, and you can have this closest experience, this togetherness feeling, even though it's not the same, of course. We cannot be drinking a beer and having a toast, unfortunately. But yes, it's a very good way to, and I put in the second place learning. I think And I think it's one of the main problems when we go live. I think I didn't have this problem. I think neither do you, which was, oh, I don't know enough, and because we have two levels of knowledge when we go live, which is knowing the platform and the live stream thing, which is it's important, and also knowing the field of knowledge you should manage, you should have to start sharing your ideas. But I think both of them are a little bit overrated, don't you think? Because as we saw in our journeys, we improved, right? It's I think one of the good things about this, it's very easy to tell how we improved, because we just have to take a look at the first 2 seconds of our first shows, and then we see it easily.
The key here is that the live video is one of the things. The more you go live, the better you get, and it's as simple as that. I mean, when we first started off, we hadn't got a clue, and we went live, and we enjoyed ourselves. We always have, but to get to the stage where you're actually making the broadcast itself informative, fun, and educational takes practice. And being on camera takes practice. And the more you do it, the more adept you become, the more interesting the broadcast as a whole becomes. Now, you and I broadcast together. I've lost count, but we have broadcasted quite a lot, which
Yes.
means that we know each other well. We can talk about any particular topic that's thrown in the ring, and we can hopefully make it interesting and entertaining. And that means that we can go anywhere. We can go live anywhere. And it's just an amazing thing to be able to do, because we can't, as you say, we can't meet at the moment, but we can meet virtually, and that means that we can keep friendships going. Because last week was 10 people giving of their best, but working as a team, and because we're working as a team, we have far more power than just going live solo. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you go live solo, you can do a good job. There's no problem about that. But if you have a second or a third or a fourth person on screen with you, then the dynamic changes. And certainly on the show, coming back to the show we do on Wednesday, we've got 10 people on screen and we haven't got a clue what's going to happen next. Yeah. And when one of us suggests talking about flowers, well, that's
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing, and I had this feeling, both as a guest and an interviewer, and also with my guests. Lots of them told me this at the end. Look, you brought to me new perspectives. I never thought about them before. And I think this is also good when you, and for me it's kind of a compliment to to listen this, but it's one of the good advantage of this kind of shows, don't you think?
it is, because basically we're not, we are professional broadcasters. We've become so through an apprenticeship of the last 5 years, but we're not professional interviewers. And that means that we ask questions that people don't expect to hear. We don't give them notification of questions before we go live, or a couple of teasers perhaps to get the broadcast going, but they don't know what we're going to ask. We do, because when you interview people, Marco, you actually interview people that you're interested in, and you've got questions of your own before you actually start the broadcast. You've got questions you want answering.
Absolutely, absolutely. And once people ask me, oh, one of which advantage do you have by having guests? And I say, look, one of, and this is a secret. Don't tell anyone. One of the things is I get free consultancy with my guests.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is how it is, because sometimes we have, I don't know about you, but I invited hundreds of people to join my show. Thankfully, most of them answered me. Most of them said yes. But there's always these persons which are doesn't respond you, or they, oh, I'm a little busy. Maybe call me next month, and then I get back to them. Oh, I'm busy again. So, well, and after all, what you see, okay, they don't want to join it. That's it. They they don't see this as a priority. And I think one of the good things when someone approaches me to be their guest, it's for me it's an honor. It's very good, and I think, okay, if you see value in me to be your guest, oh my God, for me it's very very. I feel honored about that. So that's I have to, at least I have to answer you. Usually I say yes. I think I only said no a couple of times because I didn't have time. It was a very particular situation, and I didn't want. But I think it's very important to have this respect, and also I think we should stress a little bit the importance of the behavior we should have as guests, because sometimes people think, oh, I'm a guest, okay, I will be there, let me see what happens, I will join on a terrace crowded with noise, with bad background and everything. What do you think about it, Stephen?
Thank you. I think the point is this: whenever you appear on a live broadcast, you're representing yourself and your brand, and you want to be at your best. You want to prepare. You want to make sure that you look good on camera, that your sound is good. Now, I am trying. You know that, Marco. I have got a Logitech Brio camera, which is quite possibly the best Logitech camera that there is. And I'll come back to cameras in a moment. But the camera cannot lie. So that means that if you want you to want to look at your best, you do have to make sure that the camera is working as you want it to work and it's looking at you. The second thing is that if you're a guest on the show, you want to have good sound. Now, this being Amazon, I can say that I use an Audio Technica AT2100, and also in addition to that, I use noise cancellation so that my picture is reasonable, my sound is reasonable, and people will understand that I've gone to some lengths to actually make sure that this looks right. As with your setup, I'll come back to that as well. But as a guest, you should first of all respect the host and the audience. If Marco invites you to be a guest, then it's because he's interested in you. I know this. The other thing is that he has questions which his viewers will want answered. So it's an opportunity. It's a publicity opportunity. It's a golden opportunity. So if Marco offers you a spot, then just simply take it and make sure you're at your best, and just enjoy it. Now, coming back to cameras, Marco, you're on a DSLR camera today.
Yes, I am. Well, we can talk a little bit about equipment, how we started. Um, and usually people, oh, I don't have the right cameras. I have in front of me 3 cameras. And well, I think the cheapest is not listed on here, but I have listed. And by the way, let me say hello to Erica. Hello, Erica, if you want to join us on Amazon. I think I put it. Oh, I didn't. Sorry. Let me see if I can. Okay. Now the link is in comments on LinkedIn too. If you want to join us on Amazon and then follow us, there's up there the follow button, and down there in the mobile. Okay. And one of the things is usually camera. I think we have, let me see. Let's see if I cover everything. 2 main things to start, I think. It's the microphone and the camera. Okay. When I started, I had a Logitech C920, which still be a good camera, but the prices went up since this COVID thing. And I started with this microphone without the stand and the pop filter. I bought this after, and it worked. I think this microphone has a good relationship between quality and price.
Mhm.
And Blue microphones usually are very good microphones. Okay, he gets a good range. You don't have to be too close to the microphone to speak. He will get you here. Okay, and I bought this stand because I wanted to have it, even though I wanted to have the microphone close to my mouth. And also he was on a stand, and if I want to go to my keyboard to write something, it was not very practical to have it here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then I bought also this pop filter because when you do say P, G, and T, usually there's the and it's not, the sound doesn't sound good. So I think it's important. And if you have to sacrifice something in terms of quality, the sound is more important, even though it's image, even though it's video. Sound, audio, it's the number one thing, because you can watch a video with low video quality, but if it has low audio quality, you go away. Because I don't know about you, Steven, but I myself and some people said to me, usually I listen to your videos, I don't watch them.
Totally agree. I mean, we know that when we watch people's shows, we watch for the first couple of moments, and we've got to be drawn in these first couple of moments, and then we have things to do. So we'll go from the page that they're actually broadcasting on to other pages, but we're still listening. And that's the key. This is why audio is important, as Marco said, that what you want to happen is people watch you for a few minutes and then go off and do what they've got to do, but keep that tab open and listen to what you're saying. So sound audio is most important. And also we had scaffolding around the house, all the way around the house, because we're putting a new roof on. And throughout the day, I could hear hammering and banging, but because I could hear it, but it didn't make it to any of my live broadcasts that week because I've got noise cancellation on the microphone. And I think that's, if you're going to do broadcasting seriously, then you need noise cancellation. StreamYard's got that built in, yes?
Yes, it has, but I want to add a second noise cancellation layer, and I use a software called Crisp, which is very good to, because for instance I can clap and hopefully you're not listening.
Yeah, that's the key.
It's a very good thing. And also we have here Lilian saying I got the Rode Wireless Go and it's not good really. And Joe, hello Joe. Hey Marco, Steve, congrats Mark on the inaugural Amazon Live. Thank you so much. It's good to have you here, Joe. So I think maybe talking about brands, and I've listed some microphones on the carousel. I think you could watch Blue. It's a very good brand, okay, and they are not expensive. I think to start, it's a good conversation. Rode microphones also. You have an Audio Technica, right, Stephen?
Yeah. Audio Technica, AT2100.
I think they also have nice microphones and not too expensive.
That's true.
And if you want to go a little bit further and your budget allows you, I think you should go try the Shure microphones, because they are. One of the things I love on Shure microphones is the design. I think And here in Portugal, we like to say, os olhos também comem, which means the eyes also eat. So I think I love the design of the Shure microphones. I hopefully will get one day. Take my shows. And it's funny because, for instance, let me check the model.
Okay.
The Shure SM7B, it's a very old microphone. I think it was Thriller from Michael Jackson was recorded with this microphone.
Okay, that's a good pedigree then. Yeah,
Okay.
high quality,
Absolutely,
high quality. So
absolutely. So I think it's a very important thing, the microphone. So I'm dropping these suggestions there. Take a look at them, and also let's talk a little bit about cameras. I think talking about brands, Logitech would be the better one if we are talking about webcams, okay? Because then we can go to mirrorless, we can go to DSLR. It's another level. But for instance, I have, and I can change the image to my Logitech C920. Okay, there you go.
mhm.
I look a little bit brighter.
You do?
With this, yes, it's not the same because before I was using the Canon. Let me check. I forget every time the name of the model in the American market. Canon EOS Rebel T5i. So it's the name of the model in the States. I don't know in the UK which model it is. In Europe, it's 700D, Canon 700D. It's the name of the model. But this C920 from Logitech, I think it's kind of a main thing on the live stream world, even though the last year the prices went through the roof. You had one also, right, Stephen?
Yeah, I've started. Obviously, we all start with our internal microphone camera on our PC, and that's where I started. And then I went for the Logitech C920, and that's basically, I'd say, in don't quote me on figures, but about 70% of the people who broadcast live use a Logitech C920, which used to be reasonably priced and will be reasonably priced again, I'm sure. But in terms of sort of high quality, the Logitech Brio stands out because of the facilities it's got, the clarity of the image, the clearness of the colors, and quite simply, it can make even me look reasonable. So it's got to be a good camera. So Logitech Brio is my camera of choice. There are other cameras out there, and I did a blog on BeLive about the cameras you can actually use for HD broadcasting. Because we're very fortunate now that on YouTube we can broadcast in high definition, which is better than DVD quality. And that high definition makes a difference to the quality of the image. And that means when you're actually watching this back on your Sony or Samsung TV, it will look, brilliant, hopefully. So cameras, you pay money, you take choices. You say you can actually pay anything from $100 up to $5,000. It's up to you. And basically, if you're happy, that's the key thing.
Good. Well, we have this question. I don't know if. Let me check which camera is this because I don't know this model. The N920AF Nexigo. Let me check the camera. I don't know it. I have to be honest. Do you know it, Stephen?
No, I'm a Logitech person. Ask me anything about Logitechs, no problem at all. Ask me anything about DSLRs. I've done my research, and in the blog I give a list of 3 cameras, one of which was a Canon, and how to actually link them up. Because as we were talking earlier before the show, if you've got a DSLR camera, then Canon and Nikon have done their own software, which means all you need to do is plug your camera into your computer using USB, and it's available for your broadcast. And as Marco has done today, rather than the camera running out after 20 to 40 minutes, he's actually got the power lead in there, and the camera will last the length of the
Okay.
broadcast.
Joe shared with us. Okay, it has 1080p, which is good. Let me just check. I think the price is not bad. Let me just see how many frames per second it allows you. 30 frames per second. By these days, it's okay, but maybe soon it will be a little bit outdated because I think the future will come 60.
Definitely, I agree. 60 frames per second. I mean, gamers are using 60 frames per second at the moment, and we're usually a few months behind what gamers are doing. They sort of lead the way, test the technology, and then we can join in. So at the moment, we're 30 frames per second is what we're broadcasting at today. 60 frames per second will come, and basically that improves the quality of the broadcast. And
Absolutely.
what we can do.
Absolutely. I was seeing if it has the angle range. It doesn't have. It works with USB 2.0. Not bad. I think when you have this,
Okay.
I think it's by these days it's a good camera. It's affordable, so I don't think it's bad.
Okay. I'm I'm going to give you a quick demonstration now. I'm actually in my office. The sun's shining, so I've got the curtains closed. I've got the room light on. But if I turn off the white balance, you'll see that I go colored, and this is more effective. If I switch off the exposure, this is part of the Brio camera, and it's controlling the light that actually goes through on the broadcast. If I switch it off, and I'm going to switch it off now, then that went well, didn't it? The light does go down, and the quality, as you can see, the quality of the broadcast suffers. So there are controls on the Brio that aren't on any of the camera. I'm going to shrink that. Not sure whether that worked or not. Anyway.
Perfect. Well, we have a question here from Chris. Hello, Chris. If you want, you can join us on Amazon. And don't forget, those of you who arrived in these last moments, please follow me here on Amazon. You have, if you are on the PC, you have here the button up here, and if you are watching us on cell phone, you have on the bottom of the live, you have the button to follow us, so we can you get notification when you go live. And we have this question from Chris, which is, and it's a very interesting question. Don't you need a game computer to broadcast 6 frames per second? 60.
Any recent computer is capable of broadcasting at 60 frames per second. It helps if you've got two graphics cards in the computer. It's the graphics capability rather than it being a machine built for gamers. So, I mean, if you and I went to vMix right now or OBS right now, we could broadcast in 60 frames per second.
Yeah, and we have other things in the table when we are talking about 60 frames, which depends, for instance, in the allowance of the platform. For instance, some sites doesn't allow you to go 60 frames per second. And also the camera. If the camera doesn't allow you to go 60 frames per second, so it's not just one thing. And I think in this particular 60 frame per second, the less important thing is the machine. For instance, another very important thing to go live with 60 frames per second, it's the internet bandwidth, which
True.
by the way, I can tell this story because it's a true story, and it was your fault, Steve.
Mine?
Yes.
Tell the story.
Well, and I think it's one of the things, and I like to call this the deliberate ignorance. Um, I was broadcasting, I think, around maybe 2 years or something, live streaming. And then I went to your Be Live course on Udemy.
Yes.
And I think you remember you had this internet speed section. Okay. So I was scrolling the classes and I said, oh, well, this I think I'm managing yet. And this one also. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, internet speed. Let me check. And then you were there. Look, you can uh, see this website speed test by Hookla. You can check here the internet speed you have. Just pay attention to the upload speed. The download speed doesn't matter at all to live streaming. Okay, okay, I see you. And then you hit the go button and you say, okay, it's good to have above 1.5 megabytes per second upload speed by those days. By these days, you need a, well, we are asking for a little bit higher, around 5 megabytes per second or something. And I said, okay, let me check. I went to this page and I hit it up, go button, and the needle almost didn't move.
Yeah.
And I think I had around 0.57, and I said, "Oh my god!" But this didn't stop me to keep going live. I think, and I think this is important to keep going live, even though you don't have the right camera, even though you don't have the right microphone. Even, for instance, I didn't have the right lights. Also, I had some candles, the roof lights, the ceiling lights, not the roof. And I think it's more than enough. And because also you're practicing, so I think it's, you got frozen. So I think it's important for you to understand this. The thing about the internet speed is to see at the end of the show if the, again, we come back to the audio and image quality thing. If the audio sounds clear and the image looks acceptable, keep going, because one day hopefully you'll get to fiber and you can make good shows.
I mean, speed an indication. The higher the speed, the better quality. Um, but we do know that you can do it with lower than the recommended speeds. If it works, it works. Don't question it. And as Marco said, one day we will all have high level broadband someday.
Perfect, perfect. Well, we have Erica. I think it was Erica asking about the webcam. Okay. She's sending lots of stars. There's this star feature here in Amazon. Thank you, Erica. You're always welcome. So another important thing, Stephen, and as I mentioned some seconds before, it's the lighting thing, because it's important to have a good light, if and even more when you are using, like, you are virtual backgrounds. Do you want to talk a little bit about it? And by the way, you have on my carousel, you have the studio light. Well, I'm not using the virtual background. I used, sometimes I use it, some I don't, but you can see on the carousel this very affordable studio set. I think to start, it's a very good option, but it's one of the important things about live streaming. It is also the lighting, right, Steven?
But
Okay.
true,
Do you want
true.
do you want to bring this to the conversation? Let's go.
Now you can see me twice. My apologies for that. But this is This is XSplit VCam, and as you can see, this is my office normally. I've got a green screen behind me, and you can just see the sides of two lights. Now, with XSplit VCam, which is a piece of software, $40, you can change your background. So, as I was a moment ago, I can be with this background. Okay, and that's a solid background, and I can move my hands about and everything works. I can also show you, because I've got a background, where I am, hopefully. Well, first of all, I'm in England. Okay, so I can show you Tower Bridge. And then I live 20 miles away from, you know, when you want to find a photo and you can't? I'm having
Yeah,
one of those.
you had it above. Go
All
go
right.
go go up a little bit more.
Okay.
Oh,
So then,
there you go. There you go.
that one? That one.
Now, yes, yes, I think it is.
Okay. I live about 20 miles away from Stonehenge. Now, this wouldn't work if I didn't have good lighting. Now, normally I've got two side lights switched on and I've got the green screen, and that's what makes the difference. I had a question the other day, which was, why am I blurry all around my head and my shoulders? And the answer is quite simple. It's because you don't have the right lighting. You've got to have lighting which is powerful enough to actually make the picture crisp and crystal clear. Now, this is the software that Marco's actually got on screen now. Is okay. I'm just going to go back to my normal picture. I like this one too. In fact, I like lots of different backgrounds. And it means you can be anywhere in the world, and you can even carry a rainbow around with you, which is one wonderful thing to be able to do. This software enables you to do that wherever you're broadcasting from, whichever platform you're actually using. It is its only job in life. Its only job in life is to do background removal. And what do you mean by background removal? Might take a second, and I might get a warning, but I don't care. That's background removal.
Oh,
What's happened is the background behind me has been taken away, removed. Okay, and that means that this image that you're seeing now can be superimposed on another image, and that's how it works. So the first thing the software does is to remove whatever background you have. In this case, it's removing that background. Yeah, so the background is removed. Get the warning again. And now you can bring in whatever image you like, and the image is put in behind you. That's it. That's how it works. Remove the image, substitute a new image. And XSplit VCam is probably one of the best around. Okay, demonstration over.
and I think we should mention this because it's important about XSplit VCam is that you don't need a green background, a chroma key to do it. I think it's one of the by these days they are increasing the number of softwares who allows you to do this. Okay, but you don't need the green background to do these virtual backgrounds, right?
This is one of the rare occasions where we're going to slightly disagree. If you want a good image, then you don't need the background. You get a good image. If you want a perfect image, in other words, there is no halo, I've got to tell you, the difference is this. Okay, if I put the backdrop of Stonehenge behind me and I don't have a green screen, my hair will be blowing in a non-existent wind. Yeah, because there is haloing around the
Oh, I
top of
see.
your head if you don't have a green screen. So for perfection in green screens, you do need a physical green screen. This is a portable one, and you need lighting. Okay, but there's no single correct opinion. So you've got to go whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm going to stop my
Absolutely.
screen share now. I'm going to stop my screen share and
Absolutely.
come back.
Yeah, and some people may ask, why should I have a virtual background. And
My office.
some people,
Yeah.
yes, 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 you can,
No,
yeah.
no. Yeah. Right. Okay. If I broadcast with my office all the time, I would get bored. So if I get bored, then people watching get bored. I think that the having a background allows you to tell the story. For instance, Angelica and I do a show on every other Friday, which is a German language show, and we're visiting different towns in Germany. So my backdrop is from the town, so that when people are actually watching the broadcast, they can see the town. So that's one particular use. But you were saying,
I was saying that, for instance, well, it was not the other day, it was about 1 year ago. Someone asked me, well, about my background, is it okay? It's not okay. And one of the things I like to say is, look, in the worst scenario, your background should be neutral to your message,
yeah,
because if and in the best scenario, it should reinforce your message. If it's not doing this, if you have so many bells and whistles around it, it's better to remove them or use a virtual background. And the other thing, it's very important, and I think it was Brigetti who came. Shout out to Brigetti. And by the way, to all of the ladies who are watching us today, happy Women's Day. And I hope every day will be a Women's Day. So enjoy your day. And Brigetti said something which is very important. And I do mention this lots of times when I'm talking about backgrounds. You never know who's watching your live show or even your video. So, for instance, if there are luxury articles behind you, if you have golden things or expensive things behind you, and some sneaky eyes are watching this, and they may know where you are, maybe this could lead some troubles to you. So
yeah.
instead of this, use a virtual background, okay, to hide these belongings, which you should love. And I think this will avoid you some troubles. Don't you think, Stephen?
I think so. Basically, you do need to have, as Marco said, a neutral background. I know some people. I love people who actually create a set. Yeah, just like a studio, and you can see product placement, and you can see. I mean, Irene does a show, and she's got Star Wars in the background, which is nothing to do with what she's broadcasting about. She just likes Star Wars. So make the background personal.
Yeah,
Change
absolutely.
change it occasionally, but it is an important part of the broadcast. And if you've got an office like mine, just get a green screen.
Absolutely. And you mentioned something which is really important also, because we have this thing. Sometimes we need to broadcast to share some information like a slideshow or something, and doing this screen share on live stream without two screens, it's not easy. To say so, it's not easy. So if you can, for instance, put yourself to a side on the screen, and then to share the screen, the slides as background, maybe could be an option.
Indeed, indeed, I agree.
So yes, yes.
No, no, I'm good. I'm just trying to. I've got the sun coming through the window, and I don't want to. It's
You will
annoying.
got 10.
I'm trying to find the right place to be. I just wish
Perfect.
if the sun moved round, I'd be okay.
And talking about Brigetti, she is. Hello, Brigetti. We were talking about you some seconds before you came. And okay, Erica is saying thank you. Yeah, I think she was asking about the camera. So I think it's a good option. Good, good, good. So I think we are almost about to finish our first show. And for those of you who are watching us on Amazon, don't forget to follow me, you can hit the button on this side up if you are watching on the desktop, or you can put it follow me on the bottom if you are watching on the cell phone, please. Steven, uh, the future. What are you in the next times? What are you willing to bring to your set in live stream?
The next thing is live video production weekly, which starts today at 3 p.m. With myself and Nick. We'll be looking back at the broadcasts from last week. We'll be on Be Live, so we can actually show YouTube videos. Tomorrow, Brigetti and I are getting together to do something to say thank you to someone, and that will be at 5 p.m. Wednesday is you and me with our restream team.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So those are the things that are on the go this week. And of course, Blabbing for Britain episode 268 is on Thursday. But the joy of live broadcasting cannot be understated. If you want to meet people, if you want to make connections, if you want to have new friends, if you want to share your knowledge, if you want to discover new things, then quite simply go live.
Absolutely, absolutely. And by the way, how can people find you, Steven?
If you go to Facebook or YouTube and you type in Stephen Healy, that's Healey, you'll find me on both.
And also on Twitter, I think, because those days I was tagging you on Instagram and on Twitter, so it's very easy. Stephen Healing, and that's it.
That's it.
If
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. Okay, let me put a banner.
Okay. Okay. We're good.
Okay.
So one of the things about live broadcasting is that you should never have silence, because that's very difficult for people watching. So I'm gonna blab for Britain whilst Marco comes back and search for
Okay.
me. Yep.
And I think this blab for Britain was the start. It's amazing because you get this dynamic, which is very hard by these days. I think it was very hard in every day, in any day, to keep this show moving through. I think more than 5 years.
It's basically because we are now good friends. We've got to know each other. We support each other. We've virtually nearly met each other, and we enjoy talking. And we enjoy talking about what's happening in the UK and around the world. It's four friends getting together, and we are fortunate to have friends who follow us as well. So it's just an experience. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, it's time to end the show. Don't cry for me, Argentina. So,
Indeed.
thank you so much for those of you who tuned in. This my first shows on Amazon Live will be multi-stream because I want to people to know that I'm here on Amazon Live. But in, I guess, 2 weeks or something, we will be doing this only on Amazon Live. So don't forget to follow me on Amazon Live so you can get notifications about me going live. Okay. Don't forget also to follow Mr. Stephen Healy. Hopefully, he will join us more more times. Let me hope. I have to ask him. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow. Enjoy the week. Have an amazing week. For the ladies, only for the ladies today, and I think it should be every day. Enjoy your day. Hope this will get better every day for you. Okay, so bye bye. It was a pleasure to have all of you here. Let me see if I can finish properly the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you, Stephen. Bye bye. Okay.
There's a video going to play, I'm sure.